you've been in business for like over 10 years, right? And most businesses fail in the first 5 years. Why is Clean Slate alive and thriving, whereas it could have been part of the 80 or 90% that doesn't?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And remember we talked about focusing.
A lot of things have to go right.
And remember we talked about what we focus on, we become? I did not focus on the economy crashing. I didn't focus on the housing market going down. I just asked myself, well, how can I, with this occurring, how can I still pick up new clients and meet new people? Remember we talked about...
Did those things hurt though?
What things?
Your prospects, the economy crashing and the housing thing.
I had some clients who their business was hurt. Yeah, several of our businesses, yeah. But we had some clients who literally fired or had to, they fired, they let go all of their employees where it was just the owners and Clean Slate.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yeah, you survived.
So I would tell them, why not let go of us, or we could shift our hours or shift the frequency so that you can probably keep an employee.
Well, that's a really nice thing of you to say, and not like selfishly focused thing.
Right.
And that seems to be what is consistent through everything you do, everything about you.
Yeah. I mean, I love seeing businesses thrive, and I love learning from businesses or people in business. So if there's ways that I can help your business to thrive, and you can still be around, because there are people who are dependent on you to be in business, then I'll find another client, But all those people who are dependent on you to stay in business, I think that's more critical, or more important than me just having a client. At that time, it was just me for the most part, So I oftentimes took that whole approach. I could find somebody, I could talk to somebody else, but keep those people on board. Some of them just couldn't survive, and they let go of people, and I would come in, and I'm looking at the space, and I'm like, but there's not much to clean. Nobody's here, a lot of empty desks. And they're like, no, we want to keep you. And they kept us up until either they came back around or they had to let us go.
There's a lot that goes into them letting go of employees but keeping you. Yeah. That speaks to everything that's going right. They feel what I felt off you, this giving, goodness, motivation, and they probably just wanted that around.
Possibly.
And even if you're like, okay, listen, go, fire us, it's fine, keep your employees, they're going to remember that. Yeah. And if they were to bounce back, they're going to be calling you.
Yeah. And
so it works. And I'm not like, I'm sure every intention of yours was just focused on, okay, let's do the right thing, right? But it also helps you reputationally, as it should, because you're doing a good thing and you should be rewarded for it.
Yeah, but I was focused on what I was focused on.
Right.
So,
and that's the way to do it best.
I think so.
Just do the right thing and everything falls into place. I think that's the consistent theme of everything we've talked about today.
Yeah.
Follow the right instinct.
I remember those days, man. In retrospect, in hindsight, like recently, I would say about 2 years ago, my wife and I were going through some paperwork, some old bank statements, and we were shredding old stuff that we've been carrying from one house to the next. And as I'm in the living room and I'm shredding these things, I'm opening up these bank statements from Bank of America, and I started to look at them. Negative $100, 86 cents. Dude, serious, okay? I'm dead serious. I'm looking at the date, 2008, 2009. I'm like, yo. I'm like, Josie, I'm like, come see this. And she comes in the room and she's like, what? And I'm like, yo, did you realize that we were like broke? Like we were broke back in 2008. And she's like, let me see that. She's looking at the company's stuff and she's like, huh. And it just hit us like we'd never focused on it. You feel me? So it was happening to us, but every day was, if this is a challenge, how can we circumvent? How can we get around this? It was never, this isn't working anymore. It was just today's challenge. So now, years later, I tell some of my friends, Gerren, you solve problems. So when you go into the office today, expect to have a problem. You solve problems. So when problems hit me, I'm like, another problem for the day. It could suck, but in my mind, I'm just like, you solve problems. Figure it out. You figured it out before. figure it out. And it starts with prayer, and then it's like, who should I speak to next? And I reach out to my resources, man. I reach out to my friends. I reach out to my vendors who are around me, because they're the ones who support me. And I just, here's my problem. Here's where I need to go. What are your thoughts? And they get to share. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this. So I take it, I try it. If it works, write it down. This is how we solve that problem. So that the next time it comes around again, it's like, how do you solve
you have a database of problem-solving techniques.
Yeah, man. It's what you focus on.
Yeah.
We were. That's why when you were talking and you were saying it, I was listening to you, because I'm like, yo, it was some rough times, but I didn't know how rough it was.